Let me show you how to transform your app into a proper paid solution. One where users can sign up and log in with email and password and make donations to you through Stripe. All without writing a single line of code yourself. Today, we're going to take our app from dev mode to a live solution that users can sign up to with password login, password resets, and real payments with Stripe. And yes, we're still vibe coding all of it with Cursor and AI doing the heavy lifting for us. Let's go. Hey, Alex here from Grit AI Studio. If you've been following the series, we've already built a full-stack app using Next.js and Supabase. We've got onboarding, a workout library, and a workout planner, and a visual dashboard, all deployed to Vercel. But up until now, we've only supported Magic Link login. That's nice for prototyping, but most users expect to sign up with email and password, and reset if they forget. And if you want your project to be sustainable, adding Stripe is a must, even if it's just a donate button to start with. In this video, we'll add username and password login and sign up. We'll add a reset password function, and we'll introduce a Stripe-powered donate feature, setting us up for premium plans in the future. And we're doing it all in Cursor, vibe coding our way with some clever prompting. Let's dive in. Let's start with a proper password-based authentication in our solution, powered by Supabase. We'll simply ask Cursor to set this up for us using the Supabase docs as a reference point. Today, we're also coding with GPT-5. Now Cursor will create the logic required according to the Supabase guide, set up a standard email password signup and login form. Supabase supports this natively. Cursor just needs to build the form and wire it up using Supabase Auth signup and sign in with password. To make everything work, we need to do a few configuration steps in Supabase. The key thing is to configure proper redirect URLs. When a user registers or clicks the reset password link, our solution will call the Supabase function, which in turn will send an email to the user with a link and a token hash generated by Supabase. When the user clicks the link, it will first communicate with Supabase and then finally redirect back to our solution. So for this to work, we need to tell Supabase where to redirect to, and we need the logic in place in our solution to handle whatever action is required. For instance, showing a message that they've successfully signed up, logging the user in, and so on. Or maybe showing a form where they will enter their new password to reset, and so on. Essentially, Supabase handles everything for us, as long as we configure it correctly and have our routes set up in our application. We can ask Cursor what routes we need to configure and just follow the instructions. We'll add the redirect routes here in Supabase. But you can see that something's not working properly, and that's because we need one more step. Cursor tells us to update the email template in Supabase. So let's head over to Authentication, Templates, and then choose the Reset Password template. Here we can change the default confirmation URL property to this URL here that Cursor provided for us, like this. This essentially gives a link to our site and our API route auth confirm, with the token hash generated by Supabase and a type flag that says recovery. This is simply used by our app to understand that this was someone asking to recover or change their password. Now save the changes and then we try again. And now we get a confirmation to check our email. If we then click the reset password link, we see this form where we can enter our new password. And that's it. Let's try the new password just to make sure it works. And it works. So now we have the reset password and login with our email working. A couple of quick tips for common errors that you might encounter. The first one is to make sure that you have email logins enabled in Supabase. Head over to Supabase and Authentication. Under sign-in providers, you'll find email under the auth providers. Make sure you have enabled email provider here if you want to allow users to log in with their email. The second issue that might occur is email rate limiting. The default is very low, so you probably want to increase this a bit in Supabase. In previous videos, we've disabled user signups to make sure that no one can actually sign up before we're ready for it and want to go live with our application. To enable users to sign up and create an account, we need to turn on user signups in Supabase. Now we can use our signup form in our app, register with a new email, and we'll get an email. Here, we also need to update our email template in Supabase, like we did for the reset password functionality. Again, we use the same pattern, pointing to our solution and the auth confirm route with the token hash generated by Supabase. But this time, we set the type flag to signup. And that's it. Now our email link works and we're welcome to the onboarding flow in our Running Mind app. In case you don't want to allow anyone just to sign up to your app, you can, for instance, introduce a code field as a check and only allow people with that code to sign up to your service. You could, for instance, then send out the sign-up code to your waitlist members with a link when you're ready to let them into your app. Now that everything is working, let's have a quick look at the code behind the scenes. As I always say, you don't need to understand everything, but hopefully you learn more and more about how the code works over time through these videos, putting you in a much better position when building with AI. Our login page uses an auth component from Supabase, which is configured here in our login page. You can also use the fully customizable UI library from Supabase that you can add to your project with shadcn and customize everything to your likings. We keep it simple here using the auth component that deals with everything out of the box. We provide it with our Supabase client and we set the styling for the login form. We also see the redirect URL to the /auth confirm route that we talked about earlier. Let's have a look at the confirm route. Here we handle errors and also the different events such as our reset password event called recovery. In the event of a reset password event, we want to present the user with a form to create their new password, which we can see is this auth update password route. In all other cases, like a successful login, we send the user on to the so-called next URL that was passed in, like for instance our dashboard page. Regular login with email and password is taken care of by our component, and it uses the sign in with password function behind the scenes. For our reset and sign up, the actual logic here checks the token hash from Supabase and fails if it's missing, and then it uses a method in Supabase called verify OTP. OTP stands for one-time password. This method is used for passwordless sign-ins or verifications, where an OTP is sent to the user's email or phone number. In our case, we use email and the token hash that we received in the email link. We support different event types here, like recovery for resetting password and sign up for new accounts. So let's just have a quick look at the reset password logic. First, we present the user with a form where they enter their email to reset their password. This form uses the reset password for email function in Supabase, and an email is sent to the user by Supabase with a token hash. Then finally, when the user clicks the link, they're redirected to the auth confirm route, which in turn checks the hash and sends the user to the auth update password page. The user then enters their password, and we finally use the update user method in Supabase to set the new password. And that's it. Now let's get paid. In this video, we'll start with the basics, adding a donate button so that our users can appreciate us for what we build. You can use the same principles for any type of payment in your solution. This is a bare minimum approach with no code required using a Stripe payment link. But that's a great start to get your tip jar up and running. In the next video, we'll take this further by integrating Stripe checkout payments and subscriptions, setting us up for gating features behind premium access if we want to, or creating our very own membership club with special perks for those who join. But let's start with basic payments for now. Stripe is a widely used solution for payments, and it's really convenient to get started with for our project. You can definitely check out alternatives like PayPal, Square, or Braintree, but I've found Stripe really easy to use and get started with very limited coding skills required, at least with the help of AI. From simple payments to recurring subscriptions and billing, You can also do a lot more advanced features like tax management, fraud prevention, and CO2 offsets. You essentially get secure payment processing for various methods like cards, wallets such as Apple Pay and Google Pay, and bank debits. And it supports a bunch of currencies and local payment methods. Oh, and just to be clear, they've not paid me anything to say this, so make your own choice. The pricing model is fairly simple to get started. No setup fees or monthly fees, just pay-as-you-go transactional fees, where they take a cut for each payment. As you scale up, you can move to other pricing models if you need to. So to get started, let's create an account. We'll start simple today and make use of the payment link functionality, which requires no code other than adding this link where we want to donate or tip jar functionality in our app. Here you can associate the payment with the product and the price, or you can choose the option of letting the customer choose what to pay. So for donations, we'll go with this option. We'll simply enter a name for this payment together with a description. Then we can set the currency, and you can set a preset amount for the donation as well, and limits if you want to. Lastly, you can customize the confirmation page that will appear after the payment has been done. Let's just leave a thank you message here. On the right-hand side, we can see a preview of how this will look for our users. Once the link is created, we can copy the link and use this. You can even create a QR code or a special pay button if you want to. Let's jump into Cursor with our payment link and ask Cursor to add a simple tip jar to accept donations from our members on the dashboard page. Paste in the link and let's go. Cursor creates a new card on our dashboard page called Tip Jar, where our users can make a donation. We get the Stripe payment page. We can change the amount and enter our payment details. And after payment, we get the thank you message. We can then check our Stripe account and see that the payment was made here. And just like that, we've added real user login and monetization to our app. No rabbit holes, no boilerplate, just vibe coding with AI in the loop. Next time, we'll dive further into Stripe and connect payments to our user profiles, allowing us to differentiate between paid members and free members, and even set up recurring subscriptions, so stay tuned. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button and subscribe to follow the full build series. And if you want to support the channel, well, now there's a donate button for that too. I'll see you in the next one.